What's going on, man? It's your boy Majal Vernon, aka Mr. Money Man, aka I do real estate, aka I'm an entrepreneur. Man, and I must say, man, today is just, it's starting off like any other day, man, but just the inspiration and the motivation and just the development of understanding how this whole matrix worked, man. And I'm not super conscious, man. I won't say that I'm on the conscious level or anything like that, but facts are facts, man. And when you strive and you want to be great at anything, man, sometimes you just really have to, you know, make the dots connect. Like that, it gotta connect, man. And when you are your eyes become, that third eye start opening, man. It's like you really can create and manifest a lot of the good things that's out here, man. And whether they're actually happening or you can see a direction or a road to make them happen, you know, it just truly enlightens the spirit, man, and it just makes you want to grind nonstop. And that's kind of where I'm at, man. It's like every conversation I have or whatever, man, I'm looking for the benefit in it. I've lost time to have idle conversations and just to sit up and gossip and things like that. Don't get me wrong, man. I don't knock nobody or nothing like that. But like I'm searching for that 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 thing that's going to change the dynamics, man. Like it's no time to sit back and just be operating just because, man. Like that's whack. That shit is like, man, it's I have no time for uh just no time, man, for just idle things. So um and the the knowledge that the brother, and I really gravitate to him a lot, man, and it's something that it can't be ignored, man. I won't ignore it, and I won't let my mind ignore it because the brother, he really truly gave another dimension when it comes to, you know getting out here and actually making the shit apply. And uh too smart to be broke, and it costs too much to be poor. Like, and everybody can apply that shit some type of way in their life, man. One way or another. Like, we all have unique quality features, aspirations, skills, and everything to where utilizing it and understanding what I'm good at as opposed to what I'm not good at, and finding a way to bring that to the marketplace and capture something that can change my life. Most people are just too fucking lazy to even articulate the desire to even go out and manifest it, man. Like, you know, whether I'm good at working on cars or anything, like, figure out how I can turn this into a business. Like, the time of just like leisurely doing things, like it should be done, man. At a certain age, in life, you should overcome all the unmature type of qualities and put yourself in a position of winning, man. So, uh, just when the mind becomes open, like it's something where everything you can find a way in everything you begin to connect the dots, and then you begin to dissect a business, and you begin to dissect this industry, and you begin to dissect this, and you can see the way that you can actually apply it, or you can actually engage in it. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm a go out and start this particular business just because I understand the mechanicals of it. No. But when those ideas begin to manifest and you can see it, then at some point you have to understand, like, I got to make some significant changes in the things that I do. Because if I can see the repeatable habits that a person is actually out here manifesting their greatness and actually took it to the next level and created a successful business, and if you can recognize that, then at some point you gotta be able to dissect your own talents and beliefs and actually start applying the steps that it would take for you to create the same thing, man. You know, uh, and so much we just get caught up in going out and working for the person who actually put their dreams together and created a system, you know. So we rather just subjugate ourselves to the smaller desire, you know. It's easy. It's easy. It's already been done. I go in, I go through their training. They come in, they tell me this, they tell me that, they tell me how they want things done. Okay, I'm a good follower. Like we just okay with being good followers. Like at some point, you know, and that's majority, man. That's majority of humanity, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for those who, I'm talking to those, man, who are striving for greatness, you know, who wants to change their family. Like, no, I haven't just jumped out there and generated consistent millions on a yearly basis. Like, no, it's ups and downs, and I understand that. But one thing I understand that I can take a step back in order to take steps forward. So whether I and I do real estate. I've been doing real estate for over 12 years now. Done well over 400 plus properties, transactions, wholesale, subject twos, owner finance, uh, fix and flips. I mean, I've done it all, man. And yes, that's the core of my income. But then I've also did a lot of other things. I started out selling coffee, man, selling electricity. I've done it all. I've done it all. Clothes, shoes, everything. I'm a hustler, you know. And understanding that the greatness factor, you see the attributes, and you make that direct correlation with the skills and the system. So most people works in somebody else's system. They don't want to do the hard work. They don't want to test. They hit a resistance, and it forces you to face that discomfort, and most people do not want to do it. Uh, and I use myself, man, for a perfect example, because I've overcome so many hurdles and challenges, you know, um, and I've done the late nights, man. My family, putting them in sacrificing, like, all of the things. And point I was making is, like, no, I'm not super wealthy, or I'm wealthy in knowledge, because now my mind can begin to dissect things, and I can see things clearly, and then it's like, okay, I understand the fundamentals of how this will work. So now I have to go and execute the actions that will make this a successful business. So it's no more excuses. What's the excuse? If I understand that this is how this business works, and this is how this will be a successful company, and this is how this stream of income will ultimately contribute to the family legacy, now I have to execute, you know. And that is the beauty, man, of just whatever the talents that the creator has given us, man. That is the beauty behind it, because once your mind opens up and you can begin to relate on things on that level, then now it's time to actually make them happen. So I see some very big things coming for the Vernon family, the Vernon enterprise, and anybody in a direct relation to anything that we have going, man. um, Still do real estate, still have the clothing brand. What's the reason, man? That's something that is gonna jump out and just be a total huge, huge uh, success. Like, and one thing about it, I understand that it might take 5 years. You know, I'm not the person that, and you see a lot of this on stuff like Shark Tank, where your ideal uh, doesn't manifest with those who are sitting on the panel and judging, and you going to them for investment. Now, some things do have a direct negative. Uh, it's a bad investment. Bad investments happen. When do you cut your loss? When do you throw in the towel or whatever? I mean, I think that's a personal, individual thesis that a person has to feel from within. But if I know the ins and out, I can put a direct correlation with how this business operates, the fundamentals, and all it takes is word of mouth, advertisement, market share, and need. I should be able to be successful in that. So, uh, man, I just see great things coming, man, and hopefully I can, we have more of these conversations, man, to where I don't know this channel, man. I initially started this channel strictly for real estate, but I understand as being an entrepreneur, I divvy and dab in other endeavors, um, but I never branched out solely to create other businesses. That's something that I've done over the years, just on a non-conscious type of basis. Just I sell J's, I sell this, I sell that, but it wasn't somewhere I utilized it as creating a business around it. I just solely focus on real estate, but I understand the entrepreneurial mindset and what it takes to be successful, the drive, the determination, and the consistency. So, uh, but I definitely, I'm a hustler by nature, man. I'm not with the quick lick type shit. Like, that's not in my DNA. You'll never hear me talk about quick flip type shit, because to me, anything that comes quick will leave quick, and ultimately you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. I don't knock nobody who do it. You won't get that from me. I'm not a trend hopper, and like, no, I'm a slow grinding, stay in my own lane, figure out my process, and that's what I do. So I've seen plenty of people succeed in a shorter time frame than I have in real estate. And hey, the dynamics of my family, my time availability, my effort, all of these things actually play an important role. So I can't be like, oh man, no, uh, it's no hating, nothing where your success affects me to the point to where I don't want to see that, or I look at my own self as a failure. You can't even let those type of mentalities creep in, man. Like, you find your lane and you understand your lane, and you stay focused at the goal at hand, the task at hand. So I'm just, man, today is a wonderful day, and like any other day, man. Like, this is my mindset. I just don't share it as much with creating video and content and things like that, but mindset is in just beginning to open yourself up, not be conformed, changing the conversations, changing the dynamics of the people I'm around. You can't want something and still operate in the same habits. I got bad habits, man. I do. You know, didn't go to sleep last night till what, 2:45. I'm back up at 8 o'clock. So the sleep factor thing, like, I operate like that for years. And sometimes body just shut down and you can't. But understanding strengths and weaknesses, going for, moving forward, understanding that, but understanding that everything is in a direct relation to the effort and uh, to the effort you put out there, you know. And I'm just super stoked, man, because too smart to be broke, and it, how did my boy say it, man? I'm too smart to be broke, and it costs too much to be poor. Wonderful statement, man. And this is why I like cold calling directly, because you never know who you're going to get on the phone with. And as I was speaking to a just doing some cold calling, and I ran into a guy who manages I think he said maybe like a $60 million portfolio, uh, mutual funds and things like that. And I enjoy having conversations with super successful people because I'm always looking for those nuggets. And one thing this person told me, he also, he recommended reading the book The Richest Man in Babylon, in which I did. I read it in the past. I really didn't, put a direct correlation with uh, the time I read it then and whether I finished it or not. So I went back and listened to the audio, and I'm actually go back again because I mean it was during, in between car rides and things like that. But very, I like to understand things. So this guy, he made a very, very, it's the small things that matter. And he gave me a statement. Tell me the rules or show me the rules and let me decide if I want to play. Show me the rules. Tell me the rules. Tell me the rules to the game and let me decide if I want to play. Now, that shit is powerful. That is powerful because if I'm an intellectual person and I can put together the relations between this and that and I can connect the dots, at the end of the day, I understand the rules to this particular industry. So now it's up to me if I want to play in it. That shit is powerful. It costs too much to be po. I'm way too smart to be. Damn. I'm too smart to be broke and it costs too much to be po. Tell me the rules of the game and let me decide if I want to play. And when your mind process and believe that, you will look at things in a different manner. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. My brother Polight, it costs too much to be pro, and I'm too smart to be broken. It costs way too much to be po. It costs too much to be po. Damn. You let that sink in. That's in itself is like, but it's the reality, man. It's the truth. You know, being poor, they're gonna charge you more on your interest when you go out to try to buy a car if you have to finance it, things like that. The highest rates on anything you try to do is way more. Just even the cost of health, because of your health is so non living the lowest of quality of food. So what do they do? That changes the your health standards. So now you're going to the hospital more, just making poor decisions, having a poor mindset. Ultimately costs you more in the end than a person that is wealthy. Just by associations with those lifestyles. Tell me the rules to the game and let me decide if I want to play. What does it take to start a business? Oh, for you to actually get some business credit, like you gotta have this, you gotta have this, you gotta have that. Oh, okay. Once you get those, then what you gotta do? Okay, you go out, you can get, some trade lines, tier ones, tier twos, whatever you wanna, secure card. Oh, okay. So once I do that, then what happens after that? Then after a while, I can go and get a unsecured line of credit. But I couldn't do that if I didn't know the rules to the game, the rules of having an LLC, rules of having good pay history. Open your mind up, man. It's your boy Majav aka Mr. Money Man, aka I do real estate, aka I'm an entrepreneur. Brother P. Way too smart to be broke, cost too much to be poor. Tell me the rules of the game. Let me decide if I want to play. Peace out.